Congrats, well.
So, mao ni siya atong nearest nga establishment. So, for transportation hubs, doon lang ta sa VIP Terminal, 10 minutes away lang. Sa Cebu, Cordova Link Expressway, 15 minutes lang. And sa Mactan International Airport, 20 minutes lang. And for our commercial establishments, doon lang ta sa Gaisano Grand Basak, which is 5 minutes away. Mactan Town Center, 8 minutes. And the outlets at Pueblo Verde, 10 minutes away lang na siya. For healthcare centers naman, we're very near to Mactan Doctors Hospital, 8 minutes away. ORC or Allegiant Regional Care Hospital, 15 minutes away lang. And Lapu-Lapu City District Hospital, 18 minutes away lang. For schools and universities, so we're near to Indiana Aerospace University, Cordova Public College, and Lapu-Lapu City College. And for places of worship, doon ta sa Virgen de la Regla, Mother of Perpetual Help Parish, and Our Lady of Sacred Heart Parish. And for places of recreation, we're near to Blue Water Maribago Beach Resort, J Park Island Resort and Water Park, and Shangri-La Mactan. So, ang tanang gipang offer nato sa Bria is pura siya studio unit with balcony. So, mao ni siya ang atong deliverable nga unit. Pinani siya. So, naka-fully finish na siya with with built-in cabinet. So, ang kani nga video, pwede rasad mo makagrab ani sa page sa Brigya Mactan. So, ang kani siya nga vid kay mao na ni siya ang atong showroom nga dito. So, pwede nila i-ing ani on of design ang ilang units. And of course, the balcony. So, ang floor area aning units na to is 24 square meters. So, na siya ceiling, toilet and bath, floor tiles, and free kitchen cabinet. So, maani siya ang picture sa ato ang showroom. For the sample computation, 2.4 million pesos lang ni siya. Then, ang total down payment is 5%, which is 120,850. For the reservation fee, 15,000 pesos lang siya. So for 12 months, tag 8,000 pesos per month lang. Then, na-ay discount nga 5%. So, upon loan release, so maka-discount si client o 120,000. So, for the loanable amount, pwede na nila ang kaning sa transfer charges, pwede they have an option na ilahang i-spot o bayad or ipa-add nila sa loanable amount. So for 20 years, tag 17,000 per month lang ang iyang. So these are our buyers promo. So first is the hassle-free move-in promo in which free electricity application na, free water application, free HOA membership, and free bank charges. So you can save as much as 120,000. Then, of course, few units na lang ni siya. Mga nasa around 30 units na lang. Nga RFO units. Then, aside from that, napadyod katong gidiscuss ganiha nga 5% discount on total contract price. Katong 120,000. And for our sellers promo, so for every unit reservation is siya. So if makahalin mo ground floor, 30,000 ang cash incentive ana. If second to fourth floor, 20,000. So ang sharing nato kay 50% sa PC, 30% sa sales manager, and 20% sa managing director. So if you have questions or inquiries or clarification, pwede ra kayo ninyo makontak si May or si Miss Abby. So mo ni ilang number 0905041629 now. And now I'll forward you to Vera to discuss about Camellia Cebu.
So, hello, good morning everyone. So, next, I'm sure familiar naman mo sa Camellia, no? Mga project na to. Since, so we have here Camellia Cebu. So, welcome to the Queen City of the South. So, who is Camellia? So, Camellia is one of the top and largest home developer in the Philippines. And it has created an immense selection of quality houses within a master plan community. So, the Camellia's 5 pillars. So, for every project ni Camellia, naagid ni siya ng 5 pillars. So, first off is safety and security. So, we have gated entrance and 24/7 na security. So, aside sa guard sa entrance, dapat tayo roving guard. And the second is convenience and accessibility. So, ato a project is dual good siya primary conveniences, infrastructures, and tourist destination. And then third naman is dream communities. So communities with world-class amenities. So, napod tayo mga amenities sa ato ang mga project. We have pools, gazebo, and then tree-line avenue, and then many more. So, value for money. So, quality homes designed for Filipino families. And then, fifth is wise investment. Investment that lasts a lifetime, generates more income, and appreciates in value. So, mo na siya ang 5 pillars of Camellia. So, why choose to invest in a house and lot? So, first is you can rent it out or sell it as they appreciate in value in the long term. So, magtikadugay ang panahon, ang value gid sa land is musaka gid siya. Never gid siya mo-depreciate. So, house and lot is a good investment. Second is it's a tangible asset that can be passed on from generation to generation. So, bisag sa inyo pa na, sa lolo pa na nato, gikan ang yuta, mapass on pa na siya sa ato mga apo sa tuhod. Next naman is living in your own house and lot gives you more space, safety, security, and privacy. So, kana is given naman yun na siya if na kay own house, so na yun kay own space, and then wag kayo makadisturbo mo. So project overview here in Camellia Cebu. So we have project in Bogo and Cebu City, or in Pitos or Pulangbatu, Talamban, and then we also have in Talisay and Carcar City. So first project na ako i-discuss is si Camellia Riverscapes, or in the location is in Pitos or Pulangbatu, Cebu City. So this is a 37-hectare na community, and then Spanish and American South Mediterranean team ang ato ang team sa subdivision, and also ang price na to diri nag-start siya to 3.m to 10.m million. Pero napatay 2M po sa katong sa Miramonte nga subdivision nato. And then come home to accessibility. So investment radar. So our project in Pitos is near to Temple of Leia, Zero Flower Garden, and Busay Waterfalls, which is naka 9 to 13.1 kilometers away lang siya from our subdivision. And for business hubs, doon ni Ayala Center Cebu, Robinson Supermarket, and IT Park Cebu. And for schools, we have Cebu International School, University of San Carlos Talamban Campus, and Ateneo de Cebu. And mo ni siya to ang vicinity map. So, makita ninyo the Riverscapes na logo. So, mauna siya, and then ubos na is mo tong ako ipang-mention na important na mga establishment nga need sa ato aklaya. So, mo po ni siya ato as subdivision map. So, mauna siya. So, we have, duha na ang ato entrance dira. So, we have Miramonte. So, under sa Miramonte nga entrance, we have Lisandra Talamban, Camellia Talamban, and Lisandra Miramonte. If familiar mo sa kanang subdivision, kay first man ni siya nga subdivision in Talamban. So, second entrance naman is we have Riverdale. So, ang naapod ni Riverdale is Riverfront. So, nag-usap po na sila nga subdivision na to. So, I have here a short clip overview of our project in Pitos or Pulang Bato. So, mo rin siya ang sa Riverdale nga subdivision na to. And ang bridge is muna siyang entrance for Riverfront subdivision. So, that's it for Talamban. So, next project naman is we have in Camellia, Talisay. So, we also have in Talisay. So, kani siya nga project is this is a 100 hectares master plan subdivision and with a Italian-inspired community located at the back of Star Mall. So, location sa subdivision diri is either nabilong siya sa Lawaan, Linao, and Magaway, Talisay City. So, come home to accessibility. So, investment radar ni Talisay nato nga project is we have Star Mall, Robinson Supermarket, and SMC site. So, naka 4 to 24 minutes away lang siya from our subdivision. And for schools, we have Southbrook International School, Talisay City Central Elementary, and Cebu Institute of Technology. And for we also have Cebu South Medical Center, Anjo World, and CCLX. So 9 to 19 minutes away lang from our subdivision. So here's our subdivision map for the entire Camellia project in Talisay. So we have available nga inventory pa for lot only and house and lot full. So next naman is we have Camellia Buko. So this project is 17.11 hectares na community and Spanish Mediterranean team sa diri na area. So price starts from 3.2 to 9.4 million. So located in Barangay Kayang, Bugo City. So come home to accessibility. So for the transportation hub for Camellia Bugo, we are near to new bus terminal, Ulaanbaatar Port, and soon to rise na Midillian International Airport. So 3 to 10 minutes drive away lang siya from our subdivision. And for commercial establishment, so we have Bugo City Centrum, soon to rise na Robinson's Place, and Bugo City Hall. And for healthcare centers, so we have Bugo Provincial Hospital, Bumedco Hospital, and Oasis Medical Center. And for schools and universities naman, we have CRMC, San Roque College de Cebu, and Northern Cebu College. And for places of worship, so we have San Vicente Church, Miraculous Medal Shrine, and Our Lady of Remedios Church. So, 10 to 15 minutes away lang yun. And mo ni siya to ang vicinity map. So, if you are familiar, if nakato na mo sa Bugo, and familiar mo sa City Hall sa Bugo, so luyo na din siya. And then doon na po siya sa Bugo Terminal, and at bang raniya si Bugo Port. So, perfect ka siya nga place. Very convenient to your client. So, mo po niya ang subdivision map na to for Bugo. So, next project is we have Camellia Car. So, rich cultural heritage of the city. So, Spanish Mediterranean team inspired ni siya nga community and located in Canasuhan, Car City. So, come home to accessibility. So, ang investment leader for Car is of course doon siya sa Gaisano Grand Car, Metro Gaisano, and Save More. And for schools, we have Canasuhan Elementary, Car City College, and Sacred Heart College. And for church, doon ni St. Catherine of Alexandria Church, Cebu Provincial Hospital, and Car City Hall. So, muning subdivision map for Car. So, may mga available pa tader nga lot only, pre-selling, and also ready for occupancy. So, next naman, ako i-present sa inyo ha ang mga gi-offer na mo nga unit in sa Tanan project in Camellia, Cebu. So, first we have pre-sell. So, this unit is available sa Bugo City. So, reservation fee nato is 15,000 pesos and monthly down payment kay starts at 13,415. And next naman is Isabel. So, available lang po ni siya sa Bugo. And the reservation fee is 15,000 pesos. And monthly down payment is 14,045. And next is we have Bella nga model. So, this is available sa Bugo, sa Talamban yung project na to, and also sa Car. So, reservation for Bella is 20,000 pesos. And then, monthly down payment starts at 14,242. And for Cara, available ni siya sa Bugo Gapon, sa Talamban, and also sa Car. So, reservation fee is 20,000 pesos and monthly is around 90,000. So, we also have Dana or Dani nga model na to. So, available also in Bugo, Talamban, and also in Car. So, reservation is same ang gihapon, 20,000 pesos. And we also have Ella nga model. So, si Ella, ang master's bedroom ani is nasa Ubos. So, if namoy client nga prefer nila ang bedroom is nasa Ubos, so, pwede na to i-offer sa Ella. So, reservation fee is 20,000 pesos. And then we also have Freya. So, ang kani siya nga unit is available lang siya sa Bugo. So, reservation fee is 40,000 pesos. And then monthly down payment is 35,000. And then we also have Greta. So, available lang po siya in Bugo. And reservation fee is 40,000 pesos. So, we also have lots only sa ato a project in Bugo, Car, and Talamban. And Guadalupe, napatay available. And also in Lapu-Lapu. So, reservation fee starts at 20,000 pesos. And then, monthly down payment is 4,994. So, pwede rin ninyo i-contact for more details. We have sa Pasadena na siya project na to. Lot only? Lot only.
Dapat sa Pasadena.
Natay open duha ka po.
Duha. Inside Pasadena.
Yes, inside.
Lugar ang gawas. Hindi muli silang bibig.
What sir? 100 plus. Dahil na siya sa 10M yung price.
Tapat siya ma'am or lagyo?
Tapat.
Tapat siya. Pwede ito adjust.
Natay 9 sir. Napunta 10. Maka nagod gihapon ang atong restrictions. Follow lang ni client nga dapat 2-story. Follow niya ang design ni Pasadena. Si Pasadena is Spanish siya.
Oh, Spanish.
Ang iyahang design. So, here are contact us. So, morning marketing directory for Camellia Cebu. So, si Hana Paula Katubig is in charge for Car. And then, si Criza May Scala in charge for Bugo. And ako, in charge for Talamban. And then, si Miss Aguiavane Bangay is in charge for all Camellia project in Cebu. So, that's it for Camellia. Okay, so now nga na-learn na nato no, of course, ang uban diri is refresher lang siya sa ato ang mga projects. So again, unsa ganito ato ang projects nga naa for vertical condominium, we have two. Unsa ganito?
Vista
Suarez and Via Condo, asan na siya? Very good kasi sir. Okay, and for our house and lot, Camellia, asa ganita located?
Amayan Jewel.
Tuloron geographically. Bogo. Sunod. Talamban. Talisay. Lapu-Lapu and
Bohol.
Car. Oy, wala. Siguro man ni sir. Sir, oy. O niya na po ng Bohol.
Miss,
Aristag.
wala na itong Priya na miss.
Wala. Si Bria Danao is naka-hold sa Takaron. In the future, i-open ko na siya na sa...
Sweet to dyan ito.
Okay, so ready na tamang halin?
Yes.
Correct. Kapag akong nadungog na yes. Ready na tamang halin? Yes, very good. Dapat energy. Okay, so right now, since kahibaw na taon sa ato ang ihalin, this morning we are so lucky to be joined sa atoang to train us regarding sa atoang social media marketing. Di ba aware man kita nga social media is mo na siya ang kusugan no nga makakuha jud ta sa atoang mga buyer. So now, are we ready? Okay, so allow me to introduce our speaker for this morning. So she is the head of research,
Congrats, well.
data analytics,
Congrats.
digital marketing services, so
Ilang book
that's
tayo?
SEO, SEM, and CRM of Vista
Pagtangtang?
Land. So she is
Taas
also
man
a
to imong kuwan.
certified digital marketer, certified SEO,
Ibandid
and
na wala.
certified for Google Ads. So please help me welcome with a round of applause, Miss Yvonne Manangkil.
Oh, tugo. Hindi talaga iPhone lang yun. Palit na ka? Pila man na?
Third.
Marketplace.
256K.
Nagko-am gano'n.
For 5 years na siya. In 4 years din ako. Puno na siya, 128.
iPhone na, di. Tako lagi na.
4 years din ako.
Gamay mo ito. 11 na.
Pag 5 years eh siya. Okay, kaya 4 years na. Puno naman.
Mag-delete ka.
Kung wala mag-delete.
Ganun mga gaway gamit na ba?
Ano?
Puno, gano'n. Sige, mag-add. I-upload sa cellphone, sa Facebook nga i-delete eh.
O ano? Ako delete. Ganahan ka ang memories ka.
Di ba, ikuhanin mo sa Facebook, i-upload ba? Ma-upload na sa Facebook, delete mo. Ma-retriever mo na sa Facebook.
Pwede. Ito, sakto.
Asa mo? Taas ako na eh. O, diri ko. Diri.
Okay, doha.
Diri ko, diri.
Gahapon ni fresh pa ka eh.
Nagmata ka na ba yun?
Tulog eh.
Oo, may kuhan yun, medyo anesthesia. Taas man to, taas na ka mo. Kita mo ko pag kuhan sa doktor niya na siya na nakataas na.
True.
Nangutan na siya ba? Nangutan na ko, sir, di ni simintoon sir. Ito, ko. Nanyan na, ko, dali. Kita ko na, nisinyas mo sa doktor na taas mo.
Gahapon ni siya.
Kaya nabayaran mo eh.
Kuan siya na may feel health. Kuan siya, wala na pa bayad ang doktor. 20 plus.
Ang anesthesia, bayaran na nimo.
Di ko alam sa feel health lagi na.
Kaya ang bill sa hospital, wala. Okay ra. Kano saan mo ka na operan?
Pag Friday, sa gabi, Friday yung alas 5 nagsubok.
Dugay no? May Monday mo na to, di ba?
Oo, si ka-extend. Kuan.
Friday, nakagawas
Sa
ka.
Thursday, nakagawas ko. Sabado, kapag one day ulit na ko eh. Doon na ito kung balik, lulis. Kuan man, tanang, hindi mo itong doktor na balik una ko. Nabukit ko.
Nakamata din ka.
Paggawa sa discipline dito, kung mo first operahan niya, nakamata ko. Tapos ako sa rating ng kamata na.
Kasi bantayan mo. Mangodi mo.
Manghod niya. Uli, sige maglalis, baker ka.
Kasi ni Paul, Christian.
Kung ano, kung barkada si Mark. Mark, iya ka Mark.
Marky ba?
Kailan ka, nakakaman siya.
Ala beef stick.
Bilang ang rem ko.
Yun po sa.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm so glad to be here. You know, I've been going back and forth to Cebu since I was like 21 years old. The first time I was here, I worked for an advertising agency. I was sent by my boss alone. Can you imagine? I was like fresh graduate and I didn't know anyone from Cebu. Yeah, it was a feeling of like in another country from Manila. During that time, Cebu was not as advanced as it is right now. But um, as I grew up, no, I grew up going to Cebu at least about twice or three times a year. And I've learned to love Cebu. Unfortunately, I haven't been to like the real beauty of Cebu, like Oslo. I've been to Bogo, uh, far away, Daang Bantayan, Kumakaway, but I wasn't able to get into a ship, going there. But I really admire, Cebu. And one thing that I learned, and when I go to Cebu, I make sure that my kilay is ayos. Because the women of Cebu talaga, regardless of like socio-economic status or regardless of age, sometimes basta meron silang mga teenager na ayos ang mga kilay. So parang, I have to like put my kilay up front also as nice, no? But it goes to show that, Cebuanos really love beauty, right? No? So you are a people of great admiration for all that's.
Well, na ko na, well, mura ko na.
That's
Kay baylo ra ko na
why
kana
it
niya
was
ba.
very appropriate yung discussion ko ngayon. Because the Philippines in general is heading towards that beautification. The golden age of infrastructure is said to be the beautification drive of the Philippines. So it gets better from here on. And we are actually the only nation in the Southeast Asian region that has this privilege of opening up post-pandemic to what we call the golden age of infrastructure na i-deliver sa atin in 2 to 3 years time, at least for most of it. Ngayon, nakikita niyo na, di ba? The longest bridge in the Philippines, the Cordova Bridge, is here. And it's not a small thing to have, no? And prior to your bridge, it's like San Juanico Bridge. What's that? Like it's 4 decades, even 5 decades ago when that was built, right? So these are some of the things that drives the economy, some of the things that drives a lot of people to invest in the Philippines, no? And the only thing that's lacking in terms of post-pandemic recovery, when I see all the data, no, is CCI, or Consumer Confidence Index. So it actually is a great factor for all of us to be confident about the Philippines, no? And it helped not that we're having a change of administration, right? Some of you guys pessimistic about it, right? Sabi ko na nga ba, alam mo yun, waiting for things to go bad. That shouldn't be, no? Let's move on, no? Lahat tayo move on na dapat, no? And when we say move on, support whoever is in power, no? And we see, hi. Okay, so let me just quickly introduce myself, no? I am a graduate of UP, and I have taken special courses also in statistics. That's why I'm head also of the data analytics team of not only Vistaland but the Villar group of companies. I've started with
Vista
data
Professional.
governance, data
Wala na to
visualization
si Sir.
for the group. I actually started with retail. Our team was responsible for like all home, all day coffee project when it was starting. No? So
Katong
when I was shifted
Basta
to
professional,
housing,
sila mo titig.
no,
Join naman sa una.
I got into what I call
Sa lalaki.
a renaissance for myself. I realized that market
Vista
research
siya.
is
Vista
there,
professional
and
siya.
it will
Mantik
not go
seminar naman sa una.
anywhere. No, and Ice is our head actually of market research soon. No, she's our team lead, our manager for market research, no. And I also have a manager for data analytics. I also have a manager for SEO, SEM, and another one for CRM. No? So I have a semi-big group that I handle. No? So this reticence that I had is when I realized that digital is, it's not just coming, it is here. We live and breathe digital. And I also realized
Wala
that
pa rin ba
we
kayo
had a
2 by 2
lot
minutes?
of like
Figure.
third party helping us out, bits and pieces of the services that we
Mga
have
kung
for them. You know,
inquiry,
agencies, no?
interested
So
lagi ka to
they
sa
charge you
pero na ko
like
silang
whatever
margarita ba.
services that
Yeah.
you have for the
Ano lagi
plan
na sa existing car
entirely.
loan.
But
Yeah. Okay ta
those
to
are
yang
not
wife.
being
Pig
cascaded
na may uban
down,
bang proof na
no,
sa
to the
existing car loan.
parts of the
Basta okay lang income.
Especially, we are very
Problema sa yang
decentralized.
yung
No?
wife lagi
You have Camellia
problema
everywhere,
credit
you
card.
have Monopoly everywhere. It's very hard to
Pero dili
manage
apil yang
for just
dili
one
siya
central
matrace.
team to take charge
Diba?
of credit
Isa
card.
dili siya
Sure,
mo
it is
kita
something
niya
for the
ba? Isa
brand.
kang wife.
So,
Cross default na siya.
PAB
Na
thought of
naka
this,
nakalung yung
specifically
bana.
for SEO, SEM, when I started. But that was just 2020.
Sa credit
But
card.
really, my
Sige na,
digital
kay credit, bad
transformation, the
credits.
renaissance that I was
Palon,
talking
pag-
about,
Sakinan.
I started 2017. And MBB,
Kaya
I
naman
was
mas medyo offer na
I'm
ko
a
nila na
scholar of
dako mo nilang
MBB.
equity.
In the CDM class that I took.
Lagi ako pa nagyan
Exclusive
to tripping
CDM
lagi
class
na
that I
yam
took in 2017.
kuan lagi siya kay
And another one
tuman sa mo
in
confirm stripping.
2020
Kaya lang
for the
muan siya ka ng
certified
kay willings na mo spot og 100.
certified
Yeah, pila ra gud to equity
search
sa
engine
Margarita
optimization
43.
specialist, SEO
Oh,
specialist,
21 gud to man.
and my Google certification. So I love to learn. I love learning new things. No? And by the time, I was also
Apil lagi.
already head of department. So they realized that it has to go from up there. Kasi tayo
O,
naman
nihatag
ng
naman
Bay,
siya
no? Kayo naman, you
description
were
ba
like
na?
doing your own thing, digital, you know, um, um, organizing digital marketing teams, ganyan. But it didn't resonate up until I came in and led everything. No? That's why it's very important now that I bring that back down. But you know, before we talk digital, I just want to talk to you about the confidence. So again, no, the confidence in the Philippines. We see this chart during the pandemic as low as like almost 17% down that quarter when we had a slump. Everybody was closed. That image is really a horror type image. No one is in the streets. Everybody's uncertain about things. Diba? And a lot of people had to leave their jobs or had, were jobless. And a lot of OFWs as well were expatriated. You know that that was a horrific time for all of us. No? Not just in the Philippines, of course. It's the whole world. So it got better and better and better. And in Q2 of 2021, no, that's when we saw that it bounced back because it came from a 17 decline, right? So it really bounced back during the time. So as we grew up, no, the ladder, like the Q1 of 2021 is actually the time when we thought we were recovering, right? And then the lockdown happened again, right? That's why right now 8.3 is actually one of the best in the Asian region, right? Even compared to China, no? And India, can you imagine, no? So this is something to do with the infrastructure development that is happening, no? It all boils down to people already waking up to a new Philippines. Pag gising nila, paglabas nila ng bahay nila, may kalsada na pala dito, madali na pala dito, and in Metro Manila alone, no? Like, when you go to from Makati to Cavite, uwi ka talaga ng probinsya. Dati, 2 hours. But right now, it's just 30, 40 minutes. Cavite ka na. So it did a lot of things, no? especially in our industry, the real estate industry. So we are actually the biggest in terms of impact that dito sa mga nangyayari in the infrastructure. Now, your assignment as sellers to equip you and to level up your conversation with your clients is to pinpoint all these infrastructure developments and how does it impact our own developments, especially in Camellia. And I'm very, very sure it will if it doesn't and yet. Right? It will if it doesn't yet. Ibig sabihin, I'm sure tayo yung makikinabang dyan, guys. Right? The Cordova Bridge, for example, that has a direct impact on Bria Flats. That's why encourage your client right now para kayong nananakot to the point of talagang mananakot. But because once that bridge opens up to Bria Flats, and it's very, very soon, I think it will be the end of the year or sooner, no? That, those prices that you see, nagulat na ako, 2.4 pa rin. No? That wouldn't be the case anymore. Number one, Bria Flats is a low-rise. One of the few low-rise developments here in Cebu. Sa Manila, grabe, precious yan. Precious yan. Precious thing to have a low-rise development. No? Mahal yan. Kasi nga, you're paying for the low density. Right? Kasi konti lang kayo, di ba? Mag-share sa amenities, mag-share dun sa buong area, right? So, you know, that price, gulat talaga ako. Sabi, kanya kamura ang ating Bria Flats, right? So, that would change. So, very reasonably so, because you have a lot of kwento to do. Sabi nga, one great man that I've seen, no, inaral na yan, hindi ko nasasabihin sa inyo. It's like an engagement ring. It's the diamond in the ring, and the ring
Labi ng
is
mga
the
investor
cord of a
client.
bridge like that. Right? That is Bria Flats. That is Bria Mactan. So, we see a lot of these happening, and I'm gonna ask the marketing team as well to provide you with all these maps, no, so that they can equip you better. Of course, PKS is okay, the price, what you have to know about the development, ganyan. But all the more, how can the macroeconomics, which is the infrastructure, affect how you sell, affect how your investors, your end users see your project? Because that would spell the difference, no? At the end of the day, they would see you different and a lot more advantageous than even the most expensive ones, right? Kasi sa kanila, mas obvious yun eh. Nandun sa IT Business Park, di ba? Nandun sa, Smenya, di ba? Yung mga ganun sila, di ba? But these ones, these are up and coming. Hindi na sila kikita doon kasi mahal na yun eh. Remember that advantage. You're coming from a low and you'll be expecting higher ground. Sa kanila, nagsiling na. Nagsiling na sila. Tataas man sila, they will not be as affordable as your market is. You know, when I take a look at Iloilo versus Cebu, for example, your market is still on that mode na papaliwanag ko, affordable. Right? And the developments are still at that range. But that's different from, that's vertical, that's different from horizontal. Because your horizontal is already on the mid-scale, meaning more than 6 million. I will discuss that later on. Okay, so this one is from Lishu. It draws the map of all these cityscapes that are happening nationwide. And these are the office transactions that are happening in Metro Manila versus that of province. The slide tells us that the opportunity of offices or the BPO companies, which is most of them, is actually on the provinces. What does that tell us? People in the BPO industry are actually ready to embrace the change, which is the decongestion of the metros. They're coming out of Cebu City, they're coming out of Lapu-Lapu City, right? And the horizontal peripheries are the best bet that they have. Kasi nga mahal na eh. Diba? You won't see the horizontal developments in the innards of the city. Right? That's why, ino-augment na ng mga offices yan. Doon na sila pumupunta. Because they know that it would be very hard for people, especially those na nag-office pa, to actually commute to and from the city because of the traffic. And this is testamented by what they did. No? Mamaya, merong move na ginawa ang mga BPO industry. Dito lang papakita ko sa inyo how expensive are the condominium
To
units
449 per square
in
meter.
Metro Manila. You see that 786, almost 800,000 per square meters in the fort. Can you imagine? Wow. Parang 3 square meters bahay na yan, di ba? Dito, right? Diyan sa Metro Manila, specifically in the BGC area, 3 square meters lang yun. It's very, very expensive. And it won't go down from there. And it will just trickle down to the other parts, no? So the other parts would be like Iloilo City, Davao, Cagayan de Oro, and you see the protruding area there, Metro Cebu. As high as 370,000 per square meters, the most expensive.
Aruga.
And the lowest would be around 100,000.
Aruga.
This is
No, mali Aruga, no?
2021, so more or less 100,000. So cheap yon, right? That's a cheap development, very cheap development na probably dilapidated na, right? But the average is actually on a 200, no? Approaching 200. That's why sabi ko nga mura ang Brio flats mo kung ito yung pagbabatayan. And this is coming from Lishu, no? This slide naman is the horizontal development in Metro Manila. You see the luxury residential villages of Forbes Park. This is how expensive it is. No? About 300 to 560,000 per square meters. Can you, parang garden lang. Right? Oh yes! Oo, yung mansion ni Pacquiao, garden lang. Bahay na natin. Diba? Or lang, front lang siguro ng yard niya, right? Bahay na ng normal na tao. It's really very expensive. The most expensive unit in the luxury condominiums in Metro Manila, again, 750,000. No? Okay? But there's what they call the burgeoning or the a crisis in affordable housing. So, during the pandemic, people suddenly realized that they have the ability to go remote. They have the ability to tell their bosses, for example, I want to go hybrid, even after the pandemic. And we see that because of that, ito si Joey Roy Bondo Collier says that developers really need to highlight projects outside Metro. And when you say Manila, it's Metro Cebu, Metro Davao, ganyan. Why? Because people are actually looking for open spaces, diba? That's what they call the cabin fever, which I will talk to you about. And ito rin, sinabi nila, robust horizontal demand outside NCR. Because the traffic is going back to the pre-COVID level already, right? Siksikan, diba? Siksikan. That's why the offices are the only ones that they're waiting for yun nga, a change of mind pagdating dito sa setup, no? And we see a lot of the developments coming from the area of BPOs. No? And when we say offices talagang BPOs, so grabe yung emergence nila from 2015, about 1.2. Now, they're almost 2.2 million. No? So parang double, almost double yan. And this is what they did. Some BPO firms and the major ones like Concentrics, no, Sykes, no, these BPO firms actually they forgo tax perks just to accommodate their work from home setup. Okay, so isipin nyo, kung work from home, ibig sabihin, makakabili na talaga sila ng bahay na gusto nila outside the city center. At, one, mas mura na. Two, mas malaki pa. Di ba? May open space and everything. Why? Because pumanig sa yung mga BPOs dun sa mga workers nila. You know why? Mas mahirap maghanap ng workers kesa sa office space. Right? And this is the PEZA accreditation that they are about to lose. Sabi ng mga BPO, okay, huwag nyo na kami bigyan ng tax exemption as long as we keep our people. Right? And this group of BPOs, the major ones, this will be the trend. This will be the normal. Right? So, this is actually the picture of the demand. And the take-up is the sales, no? This is coming from Colliers, and I'd like to breeze you through yung luxury is 8 and above, 8 million and above. Upscale is 6 million to 8 million. Mid-scale is 3.2 to 6 million. Affordable is 1.7 to 3.2. So if you see the affordable segment, it's actually shrinking for horizontal, right? And sustained for the mid-income, and we see the upscale, yung kulay red na yon, dumadami guys, right? Dumadami ang bumibili ng 8 million and above, right? That's horizontal. Now, in the vertical naman, dumadami yung affordable, which is 1.7 to 3.2. Why? Hinahabol nila yung exemption ng VAT, no? During that time. So we're sitting there right now, no? And this is take up. No? And it will be the last hurrah for the non-VAT segment. Probably this year. That's why you warn your ano talaga, you know, this will be the last time kasi pag tumawid na yan, wala na. Hindi nyo na talaga makikita yung ano na yan. Yeah. This is Cebu, ha? This is Cebu market. And this is publicly available data. You can go to Colliers.com, no, to download data, or you can just search in Google Colliers Cebu Market. Okay? Ay, sorry po. Kinukuha na ni ba? Okay? So, a lot of it has to do with what we call a township development. And it needs to be a township development if we were to do the migration from the city. You know, kasi kung hindi sa township development, you'll have to like, yun pa din, pag mamimili ka, you have to commute pa din to the city. Mahirap pa din, right? Mamamasaheros ka or magagas ka, yan. Grabe ang gas ngayon, right? So it needs to be in one township development. And luckily for us, there's Riverscape. That would also be considered, no, a township development. There are so many plans in that area, the Talamban area. There are actually so many plans in the developments here in the Villar properties to elevate our existing developments into a township development. So what is a township development? And we got this from an FGD or a focus group discussion, a research. And we asked people, what do we need to have in a township development? So sabi nila, tama ba? Hospital, no? Mall, public transport, school, offices, and greeneries. So this is our set. This is our tone. This is our 6-piece approach to township. And this is the development that we would like to offer Filipinos, specifically Cebuanos in the future, no? So we know that in terms of viewpoint, no, home buyers are coming into the countryside, particularly because of the wide, well-ventilated greenscapes, which are meant to be pandemic-proof. Because sabi nga nila, hindi pa aalis ang COVID, at least not for the next few years. No? And this one, this is not 44 anymore, this is 60 plus na. And that would include the one Cebu that we are having, and these are all in the pipeline This year alone, no, we're working on 23 cities and municipalities that will be covered by the what we call the Vista Estates. No? So we've launched Aspen, and in my place, no, in Antipolo, Vidarte. It's a nice community, no? Kaya siya Vidarte, dun sa Rizal yan, no? And I hope you have one here as well. Kasi it will be the art capital of the Philippines. Actually, Angono and Antipolo, these are art capital of the Philippines. So everywhere in Crown Asia, in our Crown Asia Vidarte, kasi it's a 12 floor building. The penthouse part, no, or at least doon sa mga 9 to 12 floors, scenic yan. Well, you have the Laguna de Bay, and then you have the city, and then you have the mountains of Sierra Madre. Wow, di ba? So any artist will really have a field day, no, there, no. So yung mga ganong kwento, that will happen very soon in Cebu as well. Okay. So my third part, no, is the rise of what we call the middle class and the OFW. So this one, the Philippines, no, is set to be what we call the middle. Right now, we're on the lower middle class society, but by end of the year, it will be upper middle class already, no. And if you don't know, this is how you classify, guys, no. So the upper middle class kasi may low income but not poor, may poor, no, may low income but not poor, may lower middle income, may middle income, may upper middle income, and upper income but not rich, right? And then may rich. So the ones that are we market for Camellia is the upper middle income and the upper income. So they have about 80,000 to about 250,000 more or less, right? So that's the Camellia market. Okay? So kung mababa pa dyan, we cannot accommodate anymore, right? That's no longer what you call the Camellia market, right? So probably Bria, no, they can afford pa yung 2.4 million natin, yan. Middle class, pwede pa. Okay, so ito yung mga indicators of wealth. Paano mo malalaman na may kaya to? In Cebu, medyo, ano yan eh, mahirap eh. Kasi yung mga tao talaga, very postura, ganyan, di ba? But hindi yan nakukuha sa bag, hindi nakukuha sa relo, hindi yan nakukuha sa alahas or something. Hindi, no? The emerging affluent starts at about 100,000 in terms of monthly income. And what you call totoong affluent starts at about 200,000 household monthly income. Unless you have that, no, in terms of income on a monthly basis, you won't be considered. Kahit ang dami-dami mong accessories sa katawan. Right? Okay? So monthly income, at the end of the day, it can be household, no? So kung dalawa sila mag-asawa nagtatrabaho, tig 100,000 sila ko. Pwede na yun, emerging, ano na sila, affluent na sila. In Nielsen terms, I came from Nielsen prior to Villar Group, no? Ito yung ginagamit namin na indicators of wealth, no? Particularly, may own home na fully paid, or if still paying mortgage, at the very least 20,000 a month yung mortgage, or 20,000 yung rent. And this was 2014. So siguro mga 30,000 na to. The car must be at least 1 million pesos and not more than 5 years. Right? The other one, leisure travel of international at least once a year. Leisure ha, hindi business. And domestic travel of at least twice a year. And then they need to have paid utilities, or utilize paid services like pay yaya, gardener, yung mga driver, yan. And then lastly, yung private school must be, during this time, 80,000, ngayon 100,000 and above. So, aside from the income, which is very, very hard to ask, no? ito yung pwede nyo maging guide, itong 6 na to. No? So, magkano ba ang upa nyo? Saan nag-aaral ang mga anak nyo? Right? May yaya ba kayo? May driver? Ganyan. So, these are like clues for you. And plano po kayo madalas nag-abroad. No? So, for leisure. So, para hindi kayo mahirapan din, mag-estimate, mag-estima ng inyong mga clients. Kasi mahirap yan. Magkano po ang sweldo nyo? Mahirap. Mahirap yung unang mong tanong ganan, right? Okay. OFW remittances, you know, the driver still of the economy when it comes to us being an upper class society are still the OFWs. And you know, the people there, kahit na 140,000 yung pinauwi during the pandemic, alam nyo ba na yung remittance, hindi siya bumaba ng significantly. Ang baba lang niya from 2019 to 2020 is less than 1%. What does that mean? Yung mga naiwan doon, nagpapadala pa din, at yung pinapadala nila, walang, parang nag-offset doon sa mga nawala nung pinapadala nung 140,000 na na-expat. Siguro yung mga yun, kundi lang yung pinapadala. Diba? Pero ito, na-offset nila yung nawala. No? And, after that, bounce back kaagad. 2021, ang taas kaagad. And the expected rise from 2021, which is a good year, 5% increase, is already, again, minimum 4% increase this year. So what does that tell us? May mga pera yung naiwang OFW. And also, what does that tell us? Buong taon ng 2020, hindi sila nakauwi, hindi sila nakagala, hindi sila nakabili ng mga luxury items sa ibang bansa. What does that tell us? They have savings. They have money to spend. Lalong-lalo na yung mga nurses na talagang napagod ng 2020. Wala silang ginawa talaga. Wala silang day off, ganyan. And right now, day off na sila. Right? At may pera sila. Right? So these are the target market that we want. No? So maganda pa kayo ng mga nurse abroad, no? Caregivers and everyone who has worked during the pandemic talaga na very tight, hindi nakauwi. Definitely, I tell you, they have money. No? And what better way to use their money than to give them a favor. No? Huwag nyo silang bentahan ng bag or something, no? Wag, ganon. Kasi yun, pagkatapos nun, wala na. Hatit na yung value nung binili nila. Right? Hindi katulad nito, when they invest, it's like a gift to them. You know, it needs to be your advocacy, guys. Your passion to help people spend their money wisely. You know, I have two condos, no? And I rent it out both nung pre-pandemic sa Airbnb. And I earn around, sa studio ko lang I